Hey, what is up, guys? We are here with the second part of our question and answer shenanigans. Somebody actually suggested that instead of doing these lives, so I could focus on the questions, I play some matches and then maybe just do some commentary over them after. So I thought that was actually a really good idea. I thought I might try it out. Let me know what you guys think. Let's hop into the questions. New King Brandon asks, favorite video game of all time, favorite fighter, favorite MK, how old? All right, so there's a lot of questions here. Let me get through these. Favorite video game of all time was the original Metal Gear Solid. That is my favorite video game of all time. That, or the only other things that could maybe come in like and try to contest that are probably like Legend of Dragoon or like actually the original Spyro. That one actually might be my favorite game of all time. Now that I think about it, I think it is. But the Metal Gear Solid series is definitely like my favorite series of games, for sure. Favorite fighter. I always have trouble answering this because, like, I don't know, I like a lot of fighting games and it's really hard for me to pick, I think. They all have a special place in my heart for different reasons, so. Favorite Mortal Kombat? Well, Mortal Kombat 10 is my first Mortal Kombat that I'm actually playing. Like, I played the other ones when I was a kid and stuff, you know? But yeah, so I'd say Mortal Kombat 10. How old were I when I started playing fighting games? Well, when I started playing them, like, as a kid, I played like Marvel, like, what was it? Like Marvel vs. Capcom, like the original one, like Marvel Heroes or whatever it was. And then I played like a Street Fighter game. I don't remember which one it was. I think it was like a crossover. And I really enjoyed it. But when did I start taking them seriously was in 2013 is when I started taking fighters seriously. Which is pretty good because the next question is, how long did it take you to get better? When I started taking things seriously, the first major I went to, I got 9th in Killer Instinct. And that was not bad for my first major. My second major, I got top 8 in 2 different games. Which, that's usually the goal most people set is top 8, you know, at a major. For their first time, right? For the first couple times at least. And since then I've had a ton of top 8s. I've won a major. And I don't know, I mean the thing is, it took me a while to get better. But the most important part is not how long it takes you to get better. But if you have the will to want to get better, and you put in the time, you will get better. I don't know, I can't tell you specifically how long it'll take or anything like that. All I can say is that if you put in the time and you're trying to actively get better, you will get better. Next question, can you do some counter videos so that I can see who is good against who? Okay, the thing about this is I thought about doing stuff like this, but honestly, it's so early, it's really hard for me to do this kind of stuff. Like I need more time with the game first to even know who counter picks who, you know what I mean? So that's why I'm just... Yeah, sorry about that, Sam. Sam also says I'm his favorite YouTuber. Thanks, Sam. I really appreciate that, friend. What color are your socks? Right now I'm wearing black socks. Yesterday I was wearing these American flag socks. They were pretty neat. And I also wore this mustache shirt, and I had mustache socks to go with those. Those were pretty great as well. So, yeah, that's an update on my socks. I wish you guys could see my socks sometimes. I have a pretty good sock game. Do you do Twitch streams? Yes, I do. I'll post my Twitch in the description down below. And if I don't do that, somebody in the comments, please remind me, because I'm very forgetful. Yeah, I do stream, and I'm gonna actually stream pretty soon. Probably no, maybe not tomorrow, because tomorrow or Monday. I mean today. So probably tomorrow. Yeah, Tuesday maybe or Wednesday. I don't know. I'm gonna stream soon. But the one thing is, I wish I would stream more for you guys. So I'm gonna start doing that more and do more Twitch streams. And if I don't get around to that like soon, like in the next like 2 or 3 days, you guys remind me again. Get on my case. Don't let me not stream, because I want to stream at least like 3 to 4 times a week for you guys. And then Mr. Alex here tells me his PSN. I don't have a PSN, otherwise I would play with you. I'm sorry. 2 questions from Michael. Would you play Cross Tekken again if by some miracle the game was revived? I saw you on an Alyssa video way back. I love Alyssa. She is by far my favorite Cross Tekken character. And I just think she's like a super cool character in general. She is so cool. So yeah, if Cross Tekken came back, I would play the game for sure. If Cross Tekken 2 comes out by some miracle, I'll play it. And then second question, why is KI only on Xbox One? I want to play Cinder so bad. I don't know, man. It would be so much better for everybody if it was on a different console, but it's not, so... Yeah, Ariel says, why did you find Nightwing having a hard time going against Superman? Because the matchup was bad for Nightwing. What do you want from me? It was because of his air zoning laser game? No. The reason Nightwing lost to him was because he got out-zoned, out-footsied, and out-damaged. That was the problem. He lost in all aspects, pretty much. I have a hard time understanding how Nightwing is so underrated when he got one of the best normals in staff down 1 and the other staff down 1 and 2 hella plus. That's all you need. Well, here's the thing. I played against some of the best people in the country for a long time in that matchup, all the time. And I'm telling you from my experience that it's not so great. And Nightwing, he's not a bad character. He's definitely not a bad character, but he's just okay. He definitely wasn't super great or anything like that. So yeah, I don't know. Maybe you need to find some people who are really good with those characters you think Nightwing beats, and do more research, because it's definitely not easy for him. Simon asks, in MKX, if you don't have any overhead combos, how do you deal with someone constantly blocking down and punishing you when you try to attack? And then you put, with a little dash, Jackie Briggs. If you play Jackie, she has a really good overhead. The thing is, in MKX, right, the counter hit and the throw game is just as important as overhead and low. Overhead and lows are really cheap in this game, to be honest with you, but throws and counter hits are also equally as cheap. And you see me go for a couple here, like, where I just kind of stagger my buttons and go for counter hits with back one with Cassie all the time. The next question, are you happy with the characters in the combat pack, or do you want anyone removed or added? Well, you know this now, but I want the homie Fujin, you know what I'm saying? That's all I need. But plus, listen, I want you guys to say out loud Fujin right now. Just say Fujin. Tell me that is not the most entertaining name to say you've ever like heard in your life. Fujin. Like, doesn't that just bring a smile to your lips? Anyway. Do you think Event Hubs is a reliable source for tier lists? And if so, why is Hollywood Jackie or Hollywood Cassie at the very bottom of the tier list? I don't think Event Hubs is a reliable source, no, especially since this game is so young. And I also think that Hollywood is like her best variation. I think that it's definitely Cassie's best variation besides Spec Ops. I think those are her two best variations. I think Brawler's still good too, but I don't know why Hollywood's at the bottom. That's really weird. Like, her corner damage is insane. It doesn't make any sense. Yeah, I don't know. And then he says, by the way, I love you. I love you too, friend. Oh, brutality. You guys like that, right? That's such an easy brutality to get, though, because it's off of a projectile. Like, Kung Jin has the same brutality. It's really stupid. So I need help. When I play fighting games, I get to a certain skill level where I'm not good, but I don't suck. How can I surpass that level? Okay, this is called plateauing. So the thing about getting past a plateau in anything, not just fighting games, is understanding why you're plateauing, like what you're struggling with, and working really hard to get past it. Because if you stop trying to get better when you plateau, then that's the worst. You have to push through it and really force yourself to get better at that point. So figure out your weaknesses, the things that are giving you trouble, and really put in the work to try to surpass those things, honestly, because if you don't put in tons of time now, then you will not pass the plateau for sure. So yeah. Next question, Rain and Reckoning says, do you plan to compete in majors in MKX? Also, would you consider... Oh, wait, didn't I already answer this question? Yeah, I think I did, right? I don't know. I do plan to compete in majors, and in-depth fancy editing things are not really my thing. I'm sorry. Brandon Johnson says, I'm finding troubles with timing input reversal and wake-up attacks. I always find myself getting stuffed whenever I do a reversal, even if I know it has armor. Also, any tips on punishing? So those two things you can both do in training mode pretty easily. Like, the main thing I would suggest is just go to training mode, have the dummy knock you down, and just try to wake up over and over. Same thing with punishing stuff. Just go to training mode with stuff you're having trouble punishing and practice it. Black Boy asks, how do I do combos when I use Liu Kang? When I do 12 or 15 hit combos, I don't get much damage. It's not about the amount of hits you're doing. It's more about optimizing the combo to get damage. So I would recommend checking out a place like Test Your Might and looking up combos for Liu Kang there. Next question. I think I already answered this one also. You ever trying... so I'm going to go on to the next one. You ever trying out what I asked in the lab with Kano? I don't think so. What did you ask me in the lab with Kano? If you still have a question, I'll check. Best rushdown characters for MKX. Kung Jin's really in your face rushdown. Cassie is really good at that. Kung Lao is really good at that. Sonya's really good at that. Yeah, those are some of them. Sam Evans asks, what got you into video games, in particular fighting games? So I first played like a video game when I was a kid. My brother got like a console. I don't even remember what console it was, to be honest with you. Like, he had like either a Dreamcast or like a Nintendo 64, and like I just thought it was like really fun to play. So we played it, and we played some fighting game. I think it was like an early Soul Calibur game or something. I don't know. It was like a 3D game. And yeah, it was a lot of fun, and I remember thinking it was really, really fun. And then I got my first console was when I got PlayStation 1, and I played Spyro and Metal Gear Solid 1. Those are the first two like big video games I played, and I was like, wow, these are the greatest. Fighting games, I didn't really play fighting games seriously until 2013, but I played Street Fighter 4 when it came out in 2009. I played a little bit then, but I was still in high school, so I was just busy. I was a freshman in high school, so I didn't really have a lot of time to just play Street Fighter all day, which is a bummer to me, but you know, I mean, come on, I gotta do other stuff. San asks, hey, what are your thoughts on the Dead or Alive series? I think it would be really popular with the competitive scene, seeing as there's a whole complex parry counter system, but I'm assuming people don't play it because of the over-sexualization. Yeah, it does have a pretty big competitive scene, actually. A lot of people do play it competitively because of the systems you mentioned, but, I mean, it's just not quite as big as some other games. And yeah, maybe the over-sexualization has something to do with it, I don't know, but, you know, I think it's a neat game. I think it's cool. No problems with it. I played it a little bit. It's pretty interesting. Sam asks, how important is frame data for an average to good player? I wouldn't say frame data is super important to an average to good player, but understanding like what is safe and what's not safe is pretty important. Any tips for someone decent at Mortal Kombat and trying to learn juggle combos? It depends on the combo you're trying to do, but just take some time to practice, honestly. And yeah, that is it for this video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed these question and answers. What did you think about this format? I'll do it a little longer, the next one, because, you know, I just want to give this a test run. Let me know what you guys think down below, and I'll see you guys again soon.